Hi, welcome to lesson 5, and now we'll be looking at time signature. I'm glad you made it this far because in the next video we'll be looking at how to sight sing a simple piece of music. Alright, let's get started. A time signature is a notation used in Western music to specify how many beats are to be contained in each measure or in each bar, and what kind of note is to be given one beat. Okay, so on every piece of music, the first thing you see is the clef symbol. After the clef symbol, you see the key signature. Then just immediately after the key signature, you find the time signature. So this is just a simple demonstration of what you find on every piece of music. Now, the time signature appears at the beginning of a piece of music, right after the clef symbol and the key signature, just as illustrated in this diagram. Now we like to take a review of the different kinds of notes and their values. Remember, this is the whole note, also called the semibreve. This is the half note, also called the minim. This is the quarter note, also called the crotchet. This is the eighth note, also called the quaver, and you have the 16th note and the 32nd note. Okay, so these two notes, the eighth note and the quarter note, they are very popular. You will see them a lot in time signatures. So each note has its corresponding rest, which is equal in duration to the note itself. We've looked at this in the previous lessons. Now, reading the time signature. Usually the top number tells you how many beats are in one measure. You see how many beats are in one bar, put it that way. And then the bottom number tells you what kind of notes gets one beat. You know, I told you before that these kinds of notes, the quarter notes and the eighth notes, they are very popular notes used in time signatures. So for example, this means there are 3 quarter notes or there are 3 crotchet beats in a measure. That's the meaning of this time signature. You call this 3/4. Okay, so the time signature illustrated here means that there are 3 crotchet beats or any combination of notes that equals 3 quarter notes in every measure. Can you see that? So it means that in every measure I can find 3 crotchet beats or any other combination, maybe a minim and a crotchet, maybe I can have 6 quaver notes, that is the 8th note. Just make sure that the summation of all those notes would produce 3 quarter note beats or 3 crotchet beats in every measure. You see, that's the idea of time signature. So any piece of music with this time signature will be in 3/4 time or just 3/4. That's the time signature. Okay, so this is an example of 4/4 time signature. This means there are 4 beats in every measure and a quarter note gets 1 beat. Remember, the upper figure tells you how many beats are in a measure, how many beats are in one bar, and then the bottom note tells you what kind of note is getting 1 beat. So in this case, there are 4 beats in each measure, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the kind of note that gets 1 beat is the quarter note. That's the crotchet. This is the quarter note. Now notice that we said any combination of notes that equals 4 quarters can also be used to fill up a measure. That is, in this case, you have 2 half notes, 2 minims. If you add this together, you should get 4 quarter notes. You see, 4 quarter notes is equal to 2 half notes, is equal to 1 whole note, is equal to 2 quarters plus 4 eighth notes. Can you see this? This is a crotchet. This is 2 quavers adding up to 1 crotchet, another crotchet, and then 2 quavers. So whichever way the notes are arranged, because you cannot find an interesting piece of music with just quarter notes all through from the first measure to the last measure. That music will probably not sound well. So you have the beauty of each music is the combination of different kinds of notes, organized in time. That is why music is a combination of notes. So it's a combination of different kinds of notes. That's the meaning of this signature. This is a very popular time signature. This is also called the common time, the 4/4 time signature. Sometimes you would see the time signature indicated with the symbols instead of numbers as shown below. Now I said before that this 4/4 time is popularly called the common time. It's 4/4. It's the most popular time signature in written music. You always find this time signature. Many of the piano pieces you play are in 4/4 time. Many of the classical songs are in 4/4 time. So that's the common time. So this is the chord time. You can find a vertical line dividing the C. This is still the same C, but now with a division line. That is telling you that we have cut the common time into 2. So this is 2/2 time. Can you see 2/2 time? So if we multiply this by 2, we're going to get the common time. All right, this is the chord time. So if you see this symbol, this means 2/2 time, and if you see just the C written like this, it means 4/4 time. Now, just to illustrate further, you can see this is the clef symbol. This is the key of A major, 3 sharps. You remember from the previous video, and this is 3/4 time. Now look at the first measure. We have 3 crotchet beats or 3 quarter notes. Now in the second measure we find a dotted half note. Can you see this? The half note is a minim, and 1 half note equals 2 quarter notes. Now if you have a dot on the half note, it means that we are adding the half of its value to it, making it 3 quarter notes. So this dotted half note will produce 3 quarter notes. The same thing here. This is half note plus 1 quarter note. At the end of the day, you still find out that each measure adds up to what we have in the first measure, adds up to the time signature. Can you see this? Look at this now. This is 6 eighth notes, 6 quaver notes. Everything still adds up to 3 quarter notes, and you can see the final measure having 3 quarter notes. Now it can be arranged in any other way. Just make sure that everything in the measure adds up to what is specified by the time signature. Look at this, still on the key of A major on the treble stave. We have the 6/8 time. This is 6/8, telling us that we should expect 6 eighth notes in each measure. That is 6 quaver notes or 6 quaver beats in every measure. Look at this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 6/8 time. All right, this is 6/8 time. I'm still going to demonstrate how these time signatures are counted, or how they sound. If we are going to, in the next video, when we start looking at simple pieces of music, we'll look at how we use the time signature also. This is the 6/8 time signature, telling us that we should be able to count 6 quaver beats in every bar. Can you see this? This is a dotted crotchet. Now normally a quarter note equals 2 eighth notes. So when we have a dotted crotchet, that means it can produce 3 quaver notes. The second one produces the next 3. So this measure still adds up to 6/8 time. This one, this is half note plus 2 quaver notes. It still adds up to the 6/8 time. And you see this? This half note can produce 4 eighth notes, and then the remaining 2 is balanced. Now this is a dotted half note, still produces the 6/8 time, and then we have the 6/8. Again, this is the common time, the 4/4. You can see this is 4 crotchet notes. This is 2 minims adding up to the same. This is a dotted mim and a crotchet adding up to 4/4. Can you see? This is 8 quavers adding up to 4/4, and then you have the 4/4. So this is just an example to show you how that we can have variations of different notes in each measures, but everything still adds up to what has been specified in the time signature. Okay, so that'll be all for this lesson, and hopefully in the next video we should start sight singing, or first sight reading pieces, because you need to learn how to sight read, at least interpret the notes on the stave. Then from there you can now sing it out. So see you in the next lesson.